Shalom Israel, giving honor and praise to the Most High God for the reading and the understanding of His Word. And family, I want to thank each and every last one of you for being right back here tonight with the Royal Family. And family, speaking of the Royal Family, May 26, 2023, we are now officially announcing the Royal Gathering 2, the Love Gathering, which has been coined by our very own Queen Tanya. And family, I cannot wait. Just like last year, we had a wonderful time. We had a great, successful time. I had the privilege of being able to meet each and every last one of you, and I'm looking forward to doing it again. Now, family, just like last year, I asked you to help with donations, and I'm asking again this year. Please, family, please help with donations so that we can make this happen. First and foremost, we got to be able to secure the building and also insurance and everything else that goes along with it. The only way that this can happen is if we make it happen. So if you want this to happen as much as I do, then what we have to do, we got to get everything that it takes to make it happen. And unfortunately, with these things, it does require money. But all the funds and everything goes directly to this gathering. And I want to thank each and every last one of you that has already donated. I thank you. I sincerely thank you, thank you, thank you. And so the link is in the description. So I'm asking each and every last one of you to please donate so that we can make this happen. And I look so forward to meeting each and every last one of you. Family. Now, first, you know what? Hold on a second now. I think I'm a little too excited for this lesson. I want to wish every king, every queen, every prince, and every princess, I want to wish you a wonderful, magnificent Sabbath. And once again, thank you for bringing us in with your brother this week. Now, family, now, tonight, I'm going to go ahead and just make this very clear, crystal clear. If you are a person that is not able to stay focused, if you are a person that just want to watch this here for a little bit and then go away, do yourself a favor and go away now. These are one of these lessons here tonight where you have to have your full undivided attention. We are going to be going over some things. First and foremost, to let y'all know right off the bat, I'm going to be reading from two different articles. I'm going to start this lesson off with an article, and then when the time comes, we're going to jump into another one. We're going to be reading out of Matthew chapter 24. So family, please open your Bibles to the 1611 King James Version Bible with the Apocrypha, and let's go ahead and get this here popping. And I want everyone to understand tonight. Now, for one, y'all know I can be very silly at times, but tonight is more than likely not going to be one of those nights. The reason being is because I am dead serious about this particular issue that we're going to be dealing with here tonight. Now, many of you already have heard in regards to, first and foremost, the Chinese balloon that America shot down. But what many of you may not have heard are the additional things that has happened around that same time frame. So what we're going to do first, we're going to start this off with an article so that we can become familiar with what's going on. And I'm going to make this 100% certain. I am in no way, shape, or form a conspiracy theorist. I don't deal with conspiracy theories. I don't. What we deal with is evidence that has been presented to us. So these are the things that we're going to be talking about here tonight, and we're going to take it and we're going to always do what we do, match it up with the scriptures. So now, like I said, go ahead and bookmark your Bibles to Matthew 24. But I want to read this article. All links are in the description right now, so that if you want to read along, you can read along. But the very first one that we're going to read, it is called U.S. Shoots Down Mystery Objects, Speculation Over Aliens, Project Blue Beam Grow. Okay? That is going to be the focal point here tonight. Project Blue Beam, and see whether or not if it actually is biblical. Okay? So let's go ahead and start here. Here it is. Ever since the U.S. shot down mystery objects in February, there have been speculations that the object might be an alien spaceship. However, There has been no official confirmation about the nature of unidentified flying objects which were shot down, according to a Daily Star report. Now, that other Daily Star report we're going to read. We're going to read that. Now, I want to make this very clear. What they shot down were not the Most High's chariots. I want to make sure y'all understand that. Those are not the Father's chariots. But I do want to remind every last one of you under the sound of my voice, what did Yahushua tell us was going to happen in these end days? He gave us a direction. Not only did he give us a direction, he gave us a commandment. What did he say? Look up. You see, the things that are going to be happening is going to be happening in the sky. But why did he tell us to look up? He said, look up, for your redemption draweth nigh. And these things are happening in the air right now. All right, so let's continue. American fighter jets shot down 4 high-altitude objects in the airspace above the U.S. and Canada starting from February 4th. While the February 4 spy balloon was linked to China, other 3 objects sighted over Canada, Michigan, and Alaska are yet to be classified. Do y'all understand that? So the first thing, I want y'all to understand this right now. That Chinese spy balloon, that was nothing more than a distraction. A distraction for other events that were taking place in the sky. They knew what was coming. They saw it. They knew it was on their radar. You cannot tell me that America does not have control over their very own radar. They saw that thing there. But they also saw other things too. Okay, let's continue. While interacting with media, U.S. Air Force General Glenn Van Herk has revealed that intelligence services were looking into all possibilities as per the Daily Star report. Subsequently, talks about a bizarre theory, Project Bluebeam, have been doing rounds on the social media. What is Project Bluebeam? Project Bluebeam is a long-standing but unproven conspiracy theory. Canadian investigative journalist Serge Maliss, and I challenge each and every last one of you to look up that name, Serge Maliss, first talked about, all right, let me go to the next page, sorry about that. First talked about the theory in the mid-90s, and I can confirm that because I was into that at that time. The theory, which has resurfaced again, claimed that the project was created by agents of the Pentagon and NASA. In 1994, Maliss alleged in an investigation piece that the United Nations and NASA were aiming to create a new age religion. Maliss was arrested twice. Now, start to pay attention. Maliss was arrested twice in 1995 and 1996. He died of a heart attack. I wonder why. Now, when we get into the Daily Star report, we're going to talk more about this. After his death, the theory remained popular, but there was no evidence or proof to substantiate the allegations. Okay, let me get a drink real quick. All right, so now, what's going on? So there was this journalist by the name of Serge Maliss, who was a part of secret societies and other societies as well. He was one of the people in the in crowd. Let's put it like that. He was someone that you would call an elitist. And when this man began to come across things, even the most evil person could have a conscience and be like, wait a second now, hold up. All right, this is too much. So what did he do? And this is fact. This is not conspiracy. This is fact. So when he began coming out and talking about these things, which why I'm telling y'all need to go and look at this man and his work. What he came to tell everyone was that they were creating these projections using projection technology that was going to be able to project things into the sky. And not only that, but it looked 100% real. It looked authentic and you could not tell. Now, that was the technology back in 1994. 94. So how we are what? That was 29 years ago. 29 years ago. So you can imagine how the technology has advanced since then. All you have to do, and I challenge you to do this too, I want you guys to go look this up. I want you to look up 7D technology. Some of y'all can do it right now if you want to. Look up 7D technology, and then you'll see what this man here was talking about. So now, that was the first article. So now we're going to go to the scriptures. And family, there will be some things that we're going to take detours on, just to let you know. So get prepared, get ready for that, okay? Now, again, I want you to be focused. I want your attention. And one more time, I'm going to say it again. If you cannot devote your attention to this, leave. All right, so again, we're going to go to Matthew chapter 24. And just to let everybody know, these are the words of Yahushua, who the world calls Jesus Christ. These are all his words. And what we are going to do right now is see as to whether or not, if Yahushua mentions anything about such events to take place like Project Bluebeam and other projects as well. And we're going to read it here tonight. We're going to see it. Okay, y'all ready? Let's go. Matthew chapter 24 and verse 1. And King Marcus, in advance, thank you for putting the scriptures up, King. Thank you so much. Matthew 24, verse 1. And Jesus went out and departed from the temple, and his disciples came to him for to shew him the buildings of the temple. So let's read now, right now. Let me stop for a second. Do you remember how when we were in school and they would say, okay, put your thinking caps on, right? I'm asking you right now to do the same thing too. It's time to put your thinking caps on, because you're going to have to use your imagination. You're going to have to take these, and I'm going to try to paint the broadest picture for you possible when we read these scriptures. So I'm going to be breaking things down as we go through. Okay. So what's going on here was that Yahushua was in the temple and his disciples came to him and they all went outside. Here's the next part. Verse 2. And Jesus said unto them, see ye not all these things? So he's telling them, look around, and they're outside. He said, do you see all these things? See ye not all these things? Verily, meaning truthfully, verily I say unto you, there shall not be left here one stone upon another that shall not be thrown down. Now, when we read that right there, some people will just gloss over that. They'll just read that and just go right over it. But no. There is so much meat on that bone right there. There's so much meat on that bone. So let's see what Yahushua was talking about. I'm going to read it one more time. And Jesus said unto them, see ye not all these things? So Yahushua is like, yo, y'all see all this? Truthfully, I tell you, there shall not be left here one stone upon another that shall not be thrown down. Now we're getting ready to take a detour. So Yahushua is letting the disciples know, like, yo, listen, all this that you see right here is going to be disintegrated, because a stone can't stand on top of a stone. He's saying you're not even going to see that. You are going to see the annihilation of buildings and everything. So now what is he talking about? Now we got to take a detour. So family, please go to the book of Malachi, chapter 1. I want you to remember the term throw down. Okay. Now, many of you y'all already know what we're getting ready to read. Y'all already know. Malachi, the last book of the Old Testament. Malachi chapter 1 and verse 4. Now let's see who the audience is. Whereas Edom saith, and for those of you who don't know who Edom is, they are the children of Esau, who today are the Caucasians. Whereas Edom saith, we are impoverished. Now, why did Edom say that? Because at one point in time, they were our servants. You can read that all throughout the scriptures, especially when you go to Genesis chapter 25. The entire world were our servants. But when we broke the commandments, the Father took things and turned it upside down, so that Esau became the ruling party and we became the slaves. But let's see what he says. He said, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. So he's saying all of these things here that Esau has created, these skyscrapers, these big manufacturing plants, these resorts, all these things are going to be destroyed. But Esau is saying that at that time, back then, that they were going to build these places. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down. That's exactly what Yahushua just said. He's speaking just like his daddy. And they shall call them the border of wickedness, and the people against whom the Lord shall hath indignation forever. Hatred, annoyance, forever, forever. The Most High said that he hates Esau forever. You can find that also in the New Testament in Romans chapter 9 and verse 13. Now let's go back to the book of Matthew chapter 24, and we're going to go back to verse 2. So now that we have the understanding of the throwdown, let's go back and read what Yahushua said. And Jesus said unto them, see ye not all these things? Verily I say unto you, there shall not be left here one stone upon another that shall not be thrown down. All praises to the Most High. What does that mean? It means that their kingdom is going to be destroyed, disintegrated, finished with. Verse 3. And as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, tell us, when shall these things be? And what shall be the sign of thy coming and of the end of the world? So now this right here, so much meat on that bone. First and foremost, so now the disciples are like, yo, hold on, yo, Yahushua, yo, hold on, yo, come on now. Yo, put us on, like, yo, what's about to happen? Yo, come on, you holding out. Yo, come on. So, yo, tell us what's about to go down. And Yahushua is like, now, first and foremost, I'm going to tell you what's going to happen at the end of the world. I'm going to break it all down for you right now. They're saying, what are the signs that the end of the world is coming? And Yahushua said, don't worry, I'm about to get ready to tell you. Watch this. Verse 4. And Jesus answered and said unto them, take heed that no man deceive you. That right there is so heavy. He said, prepare yourself. Make sure. Don't allow anybody to deceive you. Don't allow one person to deceive you. So what does that mean? That means that there is a coming deception. There is something that is coming that is going to take your focus off of where it belongs, and that's keeping these commandments. We're going to find out what that deception is. Verse 5. Listen close. For many shall come in my name, saying, I am Christ, and shall deceive many. Now, many people take that and they interpret that as a person that's dressed up like Christ or claims to be Yahushua. And we know that that has happened many times, but that's not what this is talking about. I'm going to read this one more time. Let's see if you pick up. For many shall come in my name. Stop. How can somebody come in the name of Yahushua? How can somebody come in the name of Christ? How's that possible? Well, maybe perhaps if you call yourself a Christian of Christianity. You see, that's one of the big, great deceptions is Christianity. And it has so many fooled. So many. Not just here in America, but all around the world. All over the world. So many of our people, blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, they pile in to those churches every Sunday and every Wednesday, and they are deceived. Absolutely deceived. That's what this is talking about. Verse 6. And ye shall hear of wars. Stop. Do you see how we're not even into the chunk of this yet? And this is saying everything that's happening right now. There shall be rumors of wars. Right now at this very moment. How much airtime is given for the talk about Ukraine and Russia, China and Ukraine, America and Russia, all these wars. They are talking about World War III on the news right now. Let's continue. I'm going to read it again. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled. For all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. Yahushua made this clear. First of all, he said, you're going to hear about all these things, but that's none of your business. That is none of your business. Don't worry about that. Keep your focus where it belongs. Where does it belong? On the commandments. He said these things are going to happen, but when you see these things start to happen, that is when your antennas need to go up. Escuche. That's what needs to happen. You need to be listening. And when you hear it, that means that, all right, you know what? I gotta get right. I gotta make sure that I protect myself. I gotta have some fire insurance. The only way that you can do that is by keeping the commandments of the Most High God. Verse 7, pay attention to this. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places. Now, family, I gotta ask y'all, how many of you have heard of all these things that it just mentioned? First and foremost, let's start with the famines. Have you heard about the economic drop in all of these major retail stores? Starting just with Walmart, and they are closing all of the, not all, take that back, not all, but they are closing a great number, a great percentage of their stores. If you haven't read about it, you need to go read about it. So where does the famine come in? First and foremost, the famine comes in just within retail. What does that mean? Things are coming off the shelves. First and foremost, let's talk about the farmers. How many of the farmers right now are complaining that their crops are being ruined? How many chicken farmers have lost chickens and eggs? You know what that is? You know what those are used for? Protein. Protein. What helps with rebuilding your immune system is protein. And the two major things that give us protein, they're destroying. Sickness, famine. Let's continue. I'm going to read this one more time. For nation shall rise against nation, as that's talking about war, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilences. Now, y'all have seen that. How many times have y'all seen all of these stories about these locusts and bees and killer bees and all these different things now that are just completely taking over these areas? Not only that, but also water bugs. Ugh, oh my God. No. Ugh. Oh, I know a lot of y'all, especially us from these cities, from these bigger cities. We see them water bugs, the ones that's about that big and they can fly. And earthquakes. That's been dominating the news for like the past 2 weeks in diverse places. I love it. Verse 8. All these are the beginning of sorrows. So family, if you haven't picked up on this, we are in the beginning of sorrows. We are in the last days. Verse 9, then shall they deliver you up to be afflicted and shall kill you. And ye shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake. Why, family? Why? What is this talking about? Oh, y'all niggas are calling yourselves Israelites, huh? Yeah, we don't like that. Y'all can't be calling yourselves Israelites because you're going to bring your God in to destroy us all. So to keep you silent, we're going to kill you. And I can't speak for everybody, but for myself, I have already come to terms with that. Many of us bringing out this word is going to die. We're going to die, and it's going to be an honorable death because we did it for the Father and we did it for you. Verse 10. As a matter of fact, no. I want to read verse 9 one more time because there's something very significant in here. Then shall they deliver you up to be afflicted. So they're coming to get us. They're coming to get you. And they shall kill you. And ye shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake. Calling the name of Yahushai, the big black Messiah. Whenever you tell people that Christ was a so-called Negro, if he was alive today, right now on this earth, he would be a Negro, according to Revelation 1 and also Daniel 10. Yes, indeed. The big black Messiah. Let's continue. Verse 10. And then shall many be offended, and shall betray one another, and shall hate one another. Now, family, y'all got that in your immediate families right now. How many of your family members have turned against you and called you crazy and said you was in a cult and so many different things? Just because you came into the truth, you learned that you are an Israelite, the Father tapped your shoulder and said, son, daughter, wake up. And now that you have been awakened, not this woke crap, now that you have been awakened by the power of the Most High, and now these scriptures are coming out in its truest form, and now you are hated for it. Your family can't stand you. You are not invited to any more functions and gatherings because now you are an outcast, and that's exactly where you need to be. Let's continue. Verse 11. And many false prophets shall rise and shall deceive many. Now, unfortunately, family, let's talk about some of these niggas in these camps. These false ass doctrines that they come with. People still telling you that Esau is already going to get into the kingdom right along with Ammon and Moab, who the Father said they will never see the congregation of the Lord. Never. And you can find that in Deuteronomy 23. You can find the destruction of Esau in the book of Obadiah. But you have these people that say these things and they're lies, according to the scriptures, not my opinion. Let's continue. Verse 12. And because iniquity, meaning sin, and because iniquity shall abound, and abound means to grow, to expand. And because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. How many people have died just recently, have died because one of our very own killed them, murked them. Not only adults, but babies. Just recently, there's been 3 stories of brothers, Judah, that killed their pregnant girlfriends. Just this week. It's all verifiable. All you gotta do is go look for it. It's there. Killed them with babies in their stomachs. Did Yahushua lie about anything? No, he did not. He didn't lie about a damn thing. Verse 13, pay attention. But he that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved. This is one I want you to bookmark in your brain. I need you to have this here for the Christian. Because how many times has the Christian told you, I'm saved, glory, glory, hallelujah. That's not what the scriptures say. The scriptures say we ain't saved yet. We will be saved in the end. In the end, we'll be saved. And we're going to find out here tonight just exactly how we're going to be saved. But the Christian is a liar, according to the scriptures. Bookmark Matthew 24, chapter 13 in your head. And I want you to combat a Christian that will ever say that to you. Verse 14. Listen. And this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all of the world for a witness unto all nations. And then shall the end come. Do y'all see what that says? This gospel, the truth of Yahushua being a black man, the truth of the Israelites being blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, those bywords that we are called today. That is the true gospel. The true gospel that says only Israel will be saved. This is the real gospel. This is what Yahushua called the kingdom gospel. The kingdom gospel, meaning it's only for those of us that are going to make it to the kingdom. It is not for the rest of the world. But he said that this doctrine, listen to me, this doctrine, this gospel will be preached all over the world into every nation, every last one. All praises to the Most High. And that's happening right now. Because just this very program right now, we have so many of our brothers and sisters in England, Trinidad, Africa, all over that are watching this right now as we speak. Prophecy. Verse 15. When ye therefore shall see the abomination of desolation, and desolation means emptiness, spoken of by Daniel the prophet, stand in the holy place, whereso readeth, let him understand. And that holy place is in Jerusalem. Now, many people believe that everything that's going to pop off is going to pop off here in America first, and that's not true. Everything that is going to pop off is going to pop off over there, what the world likes to call the Middle East today. And it's not the Middle East. But that's where it's going to take place first. It's going to start over there. The Most High is going to be whooping ass over there. And then, like we learned a couple of weeks ago, here is America, the city of Babylon. Here's America. And they're going to be watching. And the Most High is like, you're next. America, you're next to catch this ass whooping. Let's continue. Verse 16. Then let them which be in Judea flee into the mountains. Now, Yahushua is talking about an escape plan for us. Let him which is on the housetop not come down to take anything out of his house. So now he's like, listen, be alert. When these things start to happen, it's time to go. It's time to run. It's time to flee into the wilderness. Verse 18, neither let him which is in the field return back to take his clothes. So he's saying, wherever you are, it doesn't matter. Don't go looking for your freaking clothes. Don't go looking for food. Don't go looking for none of that. Run. And this is where you have so many people, these so-called traditionalists, that what they want to do is they want to stock up on food. They want to stock up on tuna and water and all those things. You're not going to be able to take those things with you. Listen to me, brother. Listen to me, sweetheart. Those things, that's not going to happen. All these things that you think that you are getting ready to prepare for doomsday, Yahushua told you, don't worry about them things. You better take your ass into the mountains. Don't go pulling no carts. Don't go trying to pull no damn big suitcases full of nothing. He said, take your ass into the mountains and run. For all of those people, those survivalists out there, you wasting your time. Verse 19, and woe unto them, and woe means death, and woe unto them that are with child, and to them that give suck in those days. That's very heavy. So Yahushua is saying for the pregnant sisters, you may want to rethink about that. Because for those of you, remember, there's a famine coming. And you're not going to be able, first and foremost, to waddle your way into the wilderness. Because now you're a liability. You're a liability not only for yourself, but unto your child. Y'all sisters got a lot to think about when it comes to that. Verse 20, listen close. But pray ye that your flight be not in the winter, neither on the Sabbath day. Why is that so heavy, family? First and foremost, because these two things have a similarity. He said, first and foremost, you better understand and you better hope and pray that when the Most High sends him back, it better not be in the winter. Why? What happens in the winter? There's limitations. There are limitations in the winter. The things that you were able to do and run and do in the summer, you can't do in the winter. First and foremost, if we are to flee into the mountains in the wintertime, torture. Absolute torture. And I don't even need to explain why. But there are limitations in the winter. Now we go over to the Sabbath day. And I need y'all to really pay attention to this one, because now the Father's saying, in the Sabbath day, what can we not do on the Sabbath? No buying, no selling, no cooking, no working. So even as we flee, the Father's like, I'm not playing with y'all. Y'all still better keep my Sabbath. But what comes along with that? Limitations. But the father said, y'all better keep my Sabbath. I don't give a damn what you going through. My Sabbath will be kept. And that right there should let you know just how serious the father is about the Sabbath day. That even as we run and flee, he said, y'all still better keep my Sabbath. Verse 21. For then shall be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time, no, nor ever shall be. Now that is deep. What is Yahushua saying? He said, when this time comes, which is right now, there will be nothing like it on this earth. There are going to be things that are going to happen on this earth that has never happened before. There is going to be a wickedness that come through here that this world, this planet has never seen before. And he's going to compare it to something, but he says it's going to be worse than this. Watch, we're going to get there. Verse 22. And except those days should be shortened, there should no flesh be saved. He said it again. He said it again. There's nobody saved right now. That's twice in just one chapter. He said it twice. Nobody saved yet. I'm going to read it again. And except those days shall be shortened, there should no flesh be saved, but for the elect's. For the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened. Now, we just recently went over the elect, didn't we? We just talked about the elect. We talked about that for the past several weeks. But of course, you already know, we have to get a precept. We have to get proof. We have to get evidentiary facts. Who's the elect? First and foremost, as we read in Matthew chapter 15 and verse 24, I only came for the house of Israel. I am not sent but to the lost sheep of the house of Israel. So Yahushua made that statement and he did not lie about it. So now what we're going to do, we're going to go to the book of Isaiah chapter 45 and verse 4. The book of Isaiah chapter 45 and verse 4, and let's see exactly, according to the scriptures, who the elect is. Isaiah chapter 45 and verse 4. I know this is going to burn so many of your buttholes. I already know it. For Jacob, my servant's sake. We talked about the servants last week. And who were the servants? The servants were Israel. For Jacob, my servant's sake, and Israel, mine elect. Now remember, sake and elect. Sake and elect. I have even called thee by thy name. I have surnamed thee, though thou hast not known me. So the Most High is making this clear. So first and foremost, I marked each and every last one of my Israelites with the last name Israel. And this is why when we were taken into slavery, they were so adamant about giving us their last names so that they could erase the records of who the Israelites truly are. Oh, yeah. And them niggas thought they were slick, and they're not. They're not slick at all. Okay, so we got that. We see who the elect is, right? The elect is Israel. Now let's go back. Let's go back to Matthew chapter 24 and verse 22. I believe that's where we were. Yes. Matthew chapter 24, verse 22. Now that we have this understanding, we're going to read it even further. And except those days should be shortened, there should no flesh be saved, but for the elect's sake, that's only Israel, those days shall be shortened. So what does this mean? So Yahushua made this very clear. He said, first and foremost, even the elect, we're going to go through things. We are going to face the tribulation as well. But for us, for the elect, for the commandment keeper, for those loyal and devoted servants to the Most High in Yahushua, our days are going to be shortened. We're going to go through some things, but not like the rest of the world. All praises to the Most High. You better give him thanks. Verse 23, then if any man shall say unto you, if any man shall say unto you, lo, here is Christ, or there, believe it not. So Yahushua made this clear. He said, first and foremost, there's going to be people that's going to come to you. And they are going to be like, hey, yo, Christ is out there. Here's Christ right here. Or he's over there. And Yahushua said, don't believe them. Now we're starting to pick up now. Now we're about to get into Project Bluebeam. Watch this. Verse 24. For there shall arise false Christs and false prophets, and shall shew great signs and wonders. Pay attention, family. And shall shew great signs and wonders, insomuch that if it were possible, they shall deceive the very elect. Now that's hardcore right there. So now Yahushua is saying now there's going to be some things that's going to happen. And these things that are going to happen, even the very elect, a lot of us that's already in this truth, the elect, even some of us are going to be deceived and fooled by what we see, these great signs and wonders. And we are getting ready to get into that. Verse 25, listen to what he says. Behold, I have told you before. Now Yahushua like, look, nigga, I done told you already. Watch this. Wherefore, if they shall say unto you, behold, he is in the desert, go not forth. Don't go into that desert. Behold, he is in the secret chambers, believe it not. Now, we're going to put a pause right there. We're going to put a pause on the scriptures, and I'm getting ready to read the next article. And what I want you to remember are these great signs and wonders, because now we're about to dive into Project Bluebeam. And of course, like I said, this here, the article is already in the description. So if you want to read it along, let's go. Title: What is the feared Project Bluebeam and why aliens and NASA could be involved? Now let's stop for a second, because this is 2023. Now, in 2003, if you would have ever mentioned anything like this, talking about aliens, talking about NASA, conspiracy theory, and all these things, you know what would have happened? They would have took your black ass and locked you up. They would have put you in a nut house. But 20 years later, here it is. The media is reporting the possibility of aliens, alien technology, and a coming war. So now this is the time to get really excited, because let's read this article. Watch this. Project Bluebeam was first exposed in the mid-1990s by Canadian investigative journalist Serge Maliss. Despite his death 2 years later, the theory has resurfaced in recent days. The world is reeling from the possibility that the U.S. shot down an alien spaceship earlier this month. But conspiracy theorists are claiming that it was actually to do with something called Project Bluebeam. The Pentagon yesterday, Sunday, February 13th, refused to rule out the possibility that 3 unidentified flying objects shot down in as many days over North America are of alien in origin. So as y'all see, they getting ready to ramp up. What did Yahushua first tell us? Look up. Look up. While the gigantic airship that was shot down by U.S. F-52 fighters on February 4th has been conclusively linked to China, the 3 other objects sighted over Alaska, Michigan, and Canada have been harder to classify. Pay attention to that. U.S. Air Force General Glenn Van Herk, the very same guy we talked about earlier, told reporters, now listen to this, told reporters that the intelligence services were exploring all possibilities when it came to the origin of the octagonal craft. Do y'all understand that? So this man witnessed something that was in the sky. They all did. The people in Michigan, the people in Alaska, and also the people in Canada. They saw these things in the sky. Next. When asked whether the involvement of aliens or extraterrestrials had been ruled out, he replied, "I'll let the intel community and the counterintelligence community figure that out. I haven't ruled out anything." Now, for those of you with a memory, back in December 2021, we did a lesson. And the name of that lesson was called They Just Announced Prophecy. And a lot of these things we did go over. So if you have not seen that lesson, or if you need a refresher, go back, look in there, and watch that lesson. It's called They Just Announced Prophecy. Let's continue. However, social media has been taken over by talk of something known as Project Bluebeam. The bizarre theory, which has never been proven, claims that NASA and other U.S. secret agents from the Pentagon teamed up to create a project creating fear and panic within the public and to, quote, turn them against religion. Here we go. Oh, now it's getting ready to pick up. So let me ask you a question. What in the world does the U.S. and other international entities, why, is their focus to systematically cause a panic that is due to religious purposes? Why? Why? Why, family? You already know why. But let's go ahead and keep it going. Now, here's the thing with Project Bluebeam. Listen, using giant laser beam projections, it is thought that hyper-real giant alien spacecraft or even space-like beasts would be projected into the sky to create the illusion that an invasion is underway. What did Yahushua say? That they were going to be creating these miracles in the sky. So to answer the question, is Project Bluebeam biblical? The answer is yes. Yahushua spoke of what is happening right now. And the thing is, 20 years ago, you could not make that statement. 10 years ago, you could not make that statement. But today, you can definitely make that statement. Because not only are people seeing it, not only that, but also the actual chariots of the Most High. Now, there's evidence of these things happening. According to a 2008 report featured on several conspiracy sites, the project has three main purposes. Listen to this. To abolish all religions and replace them with a one world religion based on the cult of man, Satanism. Imagine that. Number two, abolish all national identities to create a one world government. Why would they want to abolish all nationalities? What did the Most High say? What have we been going over the past 4 weeks? Well, 5 now, including this week. Nation will rise against nation. The nations are going to be kicking each other's asses. They are trying to organize a one world religion so that this won't happen. But as it is written, it's going to happen. Whether you like it or not, it's going to happen. And there is nothing in the world that they can do to stop that. Number 3, to remove the notion of family and force everyone to work for a new one world government. So now they have to put that into the sky to panic the people. Now, did not we go over several months ago the speech that Ronald Reagan gave? Do y'all remember what he said? Do you remember what Ronald Reagan said? What did he say? He said the only thing that will bring all of the world together was a outside alien threat, an attack on the world that will cause all of them to get together and fight back. That was all. When was that? Was that in 83 or 84 when Reagan gave that speech? But it doesn't matter now. He gave the speech, meaning that he knew all the way back then. They've known this forever. They've known this, that this was coming. But now, here we are in the year 2023, and these things are happening all over the world, just like the Bible said. The closest the world ever came to having solid proof of the project came by way of Canadian investigative journalist Serge Manaste. In 1994, he published an investigative piece into the project and claimed that NASA and the United Nations wanted to create a new age religion using technology to simulate the second coming of Christ. Now that's evidentiary. They prove that. So now, wait a second. Why in the world would all the governments to get together to produce these images in the sky that Yahushua had returned? Because the world knows that the true big black Messiah is coming. But what did Yahushua say? He said, if you see him out in the desert, don't go there. If they tell you I'm in these secret chambers, don't go there. If they're telling you that I'm in the sky, don't go there, because it's not me. It's not me. I will know. You will know. The angels will know. And the Father will know when it is time. And we're going to read that when we get back to the scriptures. He's going to tell us exactly when it is. However, he was arrested in 1995 and 1996 for being involved with networks of prohibited information. So if you don't understand what that means, it means that he was a whistleblower. He had the information. Remember, he was an elitist. He was a part of that party. But there was something in him that said, I can't deal with this. I can't. I have to tell the people. And they killed him. Do you know who was another person that came into this truth and understood this? His name was John F. Kennedy. And what did they do? They blew his brains out in front of the entire world. John F. Kennedy's death was a signal to everybody else. If you niggas try to come out and tell anything, we're going to kill you. And then also, for those who are not familiar, Martin Luther King and John F. Kennedy became very, very close. And when Martin Luther King gave his speech, his very last one, when he said that we were led into a burning bush, what'd they do? They killed him. They murdered him. Just like they murdered Kennedy, and just like they murdered Serge Manaste. This truth will get you killed, as Yahushua promised. If they killed them, they'll kill us. Let's continue. He died of a heart attack at home just 24 hours after being released from jail after his second arrest. They didn't give this man a day to live. Since his death, the theory has been one of the most popular among conspiracy lovers, but no further proof or investigations have taken place since. Now, we all know that's a damn lie. They killed that man to shut him up. But you can't stop these scriptures. You can't stop as it is written. The Father said, as it is written, it is going to happen. So now that we read this here, let's go back to Matthew chapter 24 and verse 26. And we're going to read this. Now that you have this knowledge, we're going to read this and let's see if Project Bluebeam is biblical. Wherefore, if they shall say unto you, behold, he is in the desert, go not forth. Behold, he is in the secret chambers, believe it not. Yahushua knew this was coming, and he told us it was going to happen. Now, you got to remember, this is what Yahushua is telling his disciples. Now, what did the disciples do? What did the disciples do? Just like we learned last week from our forefathers and our foremothers, they continued telling the stories. They continued letting us know exactly what is coming to this planet. prophecy fulfilled. Verse 27. For as lightning cometh out of the east and shineth even unto the west, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. Now, Christ is breaking this down right now. First and foremost, he said the things that are going to happen is going to be instantaneous. When he comes back, now you have to think about this here. The flash of lightning is less than 1 second. It's instant. And that is going to mean something here in a second. All right, stay with me. Verse 28. For wheresoever the carcass is, there will the eagles be gathered together. Do y'all understand what that means? We went over this many times. The cockatrices, the dragons. And the reason why it's saying eagles is because the eagle is a predatory animal. These carnivorous animals, these flying beasts that the world today likes to call dinosaurs and pterodactyls and things like that. They gave them scientific names to take away the fact that these are biblical animals that are in hiding right now until the Most High release them. But these very same things, the carcasses. What carcasses? Why are there going to be carcasses all over the place? Why? Why? Because them chariots are coming. And them chariots are coming with fire. And just like that, people are going to be dead. All the bodies on the floor, all the blood. And here come these animals going down the feast. All praises to the Most High. Verse 29. Immediately after the tribulation of those days shall the sun be darkened, and the moon shall not give her light, and the stars shall fall from heaven, and the powers of the heavens shall be shaken. So now, thinking cap, the sun is going to be darkened, the moon will not give forth its light, and the stars are going to fall out of the sky. Family, where's the light coming from? I want to see it down in the chat. Put it in the chat. Where is the light coming from? We'll get to it in a second. Verse 30. Listen close. And then shall appear the sign of the Son of Man in heaven. The sign of the Son of Man in heaven. And then shall all the tribes of the earth mourn. And they shall see the Son of Man coming in the clouds of heaven with power and great glory. So what's happening here? Now, there's this light. This light has all been darkened. All of it's been darkened. The world is darkened. Just like when Yahushua died on the cross. And what happened? It got dark. So it was dark then, but now when he comes back, it's going to get dark again. And he said, what? He is coming in the clouds of heaven. He's coming with chariots. Those are the angels in their vehicles, and they're coming to bring destruction, annihilation, desolation to this planet. It's over. It's over. But what's that last part say? With power and great glory. You know what that is? Power and glory? Rulership. And the tribes of the earth are going to mourn. Now, wait a minute now. Now, Christianity, according to them, that when Yahushua returns, it's going to be, hey, it's going to be pink teddy bears. And those teddy bears are going to have pouches. And those they're going to reach into the pouch and they're going to throw Skittles at people. You'll be able to eat from a rainbow. That's bullshit. That is not what it says. He said that all the tribes of the earth are going to mourn. Why are they going to mourn? Because they're going to see so many dead people on the ground. There will be no light. There'll be nothing. But the light source will be coming from one people. Why? Because the Father called you what? The light of the world. So it is going to be you if you are one of the elect, and you will shine. Remember what it said in Revelation, there will be no need for the sun because the Most High's glory is going to be enough light for everything. It'll be us shining, shining. I really hope y'all understand this. And we're going to get it too. Oh, yes, baby. Oh, we ain't done. We are not done. Verse 31. And he shall send his angels with a great sound of a trumpet, and they shall gather together his elect from the four winds, from one end of heaven to the other. Did it say that all the people of the earth was going to be saved? No. Did it say that the other nations were going to be saved? No. It said that the other nations are going to be in mourning. So that right there eliminates that lie of Christianity. It eliminates it. Only the elect, just like we read earlier, which you can find that precept in Isaiah chapter 45, verse 4. There's only one elect people, and that is Israel. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. We are the only people that's going to be saved. I don't give a damn if you get mad about it. You kiss my black ass, you punk bitch. It's only Israel. And that right there is for every last one of you that went ahead and sucked your teeth and rolled your eyes at that statement that I just made. I'm going to say it one more time. It will only be the Israelites that are saved. Only. Deal with it. Verse 32. Now learn the parable of the fig tree. When his branch is yet tender and putteth forth leaves, ye know that summer is nigh. So likewise, when ye shall see all these things, know that it is near, even at the doors. So now Yahushua is making this clear for everybody. So now, first and foremost, you know when the new season comes. You know when the tree is giving forth its leaves. You see the signs, and when you see the buds and things starting to grow on the trees, you know that spring is coming. When you feel the amount of heat, you know summer is coming. So be alert. This is what he's telling us. Be alert. Verse 34. Verily I say unto you, this generation shall not pass till all these things be fulfilled. Heaven and earth shall pass away, but my word shall not pass away. Now, y'all got to understand that. Yahushua made this clear. He said, first and foremost, the very same words that my father spoke, I speak. And when these things do happen, this earth is going to pass away, the heavens are going to pass away, but our Father said, as it is written, these things are going to happen. The word will never pass. Even when we come into the kingdom, we will have all the history of all these things that have happened. Verse 36. But of that day and hour knoweth no man, no, not the angels of heaven, but my Father only. That means so much, because not even Yahushua knows when this is going to happen. So let's think in cap time again. So now, here you have the Most High, right? He's on his throne. He's on his throne, right? He's just sitting there. Remember, time doesn't exist in heaven. Doesn't exist. So there's just going to be a time when the Father's like, you know what? Son, go down there and go get your brothers and sisters. Go get them. Bring them home. That easy. That simple. That's how it's going to be. And when that happens, the sky is going to crack. A dimensional doorway is going to open. And when we say dimensional doorway, that means nothing more than the unseen world. That is going to open. We will be able to see everything. We're going to see Yahushua. We're going to see these chariots coming through. And when they do, the fire is coming down. We're going to get into this here in a second. Verse 37. But as the days of Noah were, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. For as in the days that were before the flood, they were eating and drinking, marrying and giving in marriage. That is so important. Until the day that Noah entered into the ark. So now, again, thinking caps. So now we got to go back to this. In the days of Noah, what were the conditions of the earth? The conditions of the earth was that before the flood, there was no such thing as rain that came from the windows of heaven. It came from an irrigation system that was under the earth, and the springs watered the flowers from under versus above. Now, the Most High said, okay, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna take this, I'm gonna flip it upside down. Because all those people back then were dealing with sodomite lifestyles. So what did the Father do? This is where the whole giving in marriage thing comes in here, because today the sodomite lifestyle allows them to get married. Also, now we're talking about these pronoun things. So what did the Most High do in the days of Noah? Because they were doing the very same things back then. He took the world and turned it upside down for disobedience. What happened to the Israelites when we kept breaking his commandments? He took the world and turned it upside down. We were in rulership, and then he took the base people, the bottom of all nations, and put them on top and put us on the very bottom. You see, the Most High is all about turning things upside down, not sideways, all the way upside down. What was up is now down, and what was down is now up, until he decides to turn it back around again. And that is all his decision. All right, verse 39. And knew not until the flood came and took them all away, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. So now remember, what did the Father say? What did he say in Genesis 9? He said, all right, so now I'm gonna make a promise to y'all. He said, I'm not gonna kill you with water again. This is so funny to me. I'm sorry. He said, look, I ain't gonna kill y'all niggas with water again. But the next time I do, it's gonna be fire. The opposite element. The opposite of water is fire. He did, took it and turned it right back around. He said, I'm gonna kill y'all niggas with fire. I'm gonna burn y'all. I'm gonna burn you niggas up. Verse, where we at? Let's see. Verse 40, excuse me. Then shall two be in the field, the one shall be taken, and the other left. Watch therefore, for ye know not what hour your Lord doth come. So Yahushua is making this clear. Yo, listen, you don't know when I'm coming. I don't even know when I'm coming. So your ass better be ready when I do. Verse 43. But know this, that if the good man of the house had known in what watch the thief would come, he would have watched and would not have suffered his house to be broken up. Now that's deep what Yahushua just said. Now listen, let's break this down real quick. What did Yahushua say? He said, now first of all, listen here. He said, if I were to give you fourth knowledge, if I was to give you forward knowledge, that's what I wanted to say first. If I wanted to give you forward knowledge that a burglar was going to break into your house, you would be right there standing at the doors waiting to see exactly where he's coming in so you can shoot that nigga in his head before he even makes it into your house. That's what he's saying. But he's saying that this is not the case. But what is he making the case for? He's saying, be ready, be prepared. I'm going to read this again. But know this, that if the good man, meaning the righteous man of the house had known in what watch the thief would come, he would have watched and would not have suffered his house to be broken up. So he's saying that the righteous, those of us keeping these commandments, we're gonna be ready. We will be ready. Why? Because we already know the deal. We know that Yahushua is coming. We know that we got to stay prepared. This is no different than the parable of the oil wicks. Okay, let's continue. Verse 44. Therefore, be ye also ready, for in such an hour as ye think not the Son of Man cometh. So in other words, be ready all the time. If you are ready and you stay ready, you never have to be ready. Verse 45. Who then is a faithful and wise servant? And as we learned last week, the servant means Israel, whom his Lord hath made ruler over his household to give them meat in due season. Now stop. Many people read that and gloss over it. So wait a minute. If you are a servant of the Most High, and as we read earlier that Christ will be coming in power and glory, meaning rulership, and if Christ is hand delivering you your meat, what does that mean? It means that the power is giving unto the kings of the earth, which will be us. Now, A message here for you sisters. Only a queen, a smart woman, only a queen. And let me explain what a queen is. A queen or a princess is some woman within Israel that is keeping the laws, statutes, and commandments. That's what a queen is. Now, some people will sit there and foolishly tell you, oh, well, I know what queen means. The translation means whore. No, it doesn't. Shut the hell up. You dumb ass. Shut up. That is not what it means. A queen is a woman of reverence. Do you understand that? So for somebody to call you a queen, they're revering you. When should you be revered? When you're keeping the commandment to the Most High, because you are the elect. You are set apart. You are different. You queens better understand that. And any smart, intelligent queen understands that she can never rule without her king being in rulership. That's right. I said it. And for any one of y'all that got a problem with what I said, you can kiss my ass. Don't watch anymore. Go away. Don't bother me. Go about your business. Verse, where are we at now? All right, here we are. Now, as a matter of fact, I want to go back to verse 45. I want to read this one more time. Who then is a faithful and wise servant? You got to be smart. Whom his Lord hath made ruler over his household to give them meat in due season. Blessed is that servant whom his Lord, when he cometh, shall find so doing. So in other words, when Yahushua comes back with the angels, you are already keeping the commandments. You're doing everything you're supposed to be doing. So there is no need for you to ever have to fear, but to praise what you see in the sky. Verse 47, verily I say unto you that he shall make him ruler. He shall make him ruler over all his goods. What are his goods? What are his goods? Detour time. So we're going to bookmark Matthew 24:7. We're going to go to Isaiah, the book of Isaiah, chapter 14 and verse 1. We got to see what those goods are. What is this? Let's see. Isaiah chapter 14 verse 1. For the Lord will have mercy on Jacob and will yet choose Israel and set them in their own land, and the strangers shall be joined with them, and they shall cleave to the house of Jacob. Now we're going to get the complete understanding of those strangers that's going to be cleaved and what the position of the stranger is going to be. Number 2, and the people shall take them. The people just are taking them, right? So let's look at this piece of paper right here. If I was to let's just say this is somebody else, and I just took that damn thing there. And the people shall take them and bring them to their place. Didn't Yahushua just talk about this household? This household, his place, his house, take him to where he is. And the house of Israel, and the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of the Lord for servants and handmaids. All praises to the Most High. They won't be in the kingdom. They will be in the households that we have on the earth as slaves. And they shall take them captives. That's what a slave is a captive. They will take them captives, whose captives they were, because we were in slavery and we still are technically to this day. That's how you know the people that is talking about. That's how you know. And the role is going to be reversed again. That which is turned upside down will be turned right side back up, and they will be our slaves. This is not racism. This is scripture as it is written. They were, and they shall rule over their oppressors. We are oppressed today, and we already know by who. It's the entire world. But specifically, though, the biggest offender of it all is Esau. The Arabs don't have us oppressed in a worldwide circumstance. Sorry for all of you that believe Esau is the damn Arab. That's a lie. Now, With that being said, let's go to Revelation chapter 13 and verse 9, because you're going to have some people that truly believe that, oh, that Old Testament, that already happened. No, it didn't, because now Revelation is the last book of the Bible. Let's see exactly what this says. If any man have an ear, let him hear. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. This is saying the very same thing that Isaiah chapter 14 verse 1 said. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here is the patience and the faith of the saints. Just like we just been reading right here in Matthew 24. All of the Bible says the same thing. Old Testament, New Testament, New Testament, Old Testament, doesn't matter. So now we're going to go back to Matthew chapter 24. Let's go down to verse 47. We're going to close this out. Verily I say unto you that he shall make him ruler over all his goods. And if that evil servant shall say in his heart, my Lord delayeth his coming, and shall begin to smite his fellow servants, and to eat and drink with the drunken, the Lord of that servant shall come in a day when he looketh not for him, and in an hour that he is not aware of, and shall cut him asunder, and appoint him his portion with the hypocrites, with the hypocrites, with the hypocrites. There shall be weeping and gnashing of teeth. All praises to the Most High God. All praises to the Father for not allowing us to believe the lie of Christianity anymore. All praises to the Father for getting us out of those lying ass churches, those houses of devils, the pimp chronicles. These bastards have lied to us. Don't you think? Why are these churches not teaching about Project Bluebeam? You know why? Because they can't. Because they are captives of the seminaries. That's why. They can't. And if they do, their little pimp card is going to be revoked, and they're going to be thrown right back into society, and they won't be the people that are revered anymore, and they will no longer be able to lead the people astray. But there's so many of them out there right now that are. And what did Yahushua tell us? Don't be fooled. Don't be fooled. So family, I've taken up enough of your time here tonight. It is the Sabbath. Go rest. Meditate on everything that we just learned here, but go rest. And family, just to let y'all know again, I love y'all. I love you guys so much. And I truly appreciate each and every last one of you that continue to support our platform, that continue to support the royal family. I just want to say thank you so much to each and every last one of you. And our time is coming soon. We are at the beginning of the birth pangs. We are at the beginning of the end. It is official. And I want y'all to understand that. So for those of you that have 1 foot in, 1 foot out, you are getting ready to die. It's either you're all in or you're all out. Remember what the Father said, that lukewarm is not going to work. You either are going to keep his commandments or you're going to die. That's it. All right. So family, again, please, I just want to remind everyone to please help and donate to the Royal Gathering so that we can certainly have this event. And I thank each and every last one of you again for doing it. So remember, the date is May 26, 2023, live from Aldrich Auditorium on the campus of Clark Atlanta University. Yes, we are going to make it happen in the ATL. So family, it is the Sabbath. Go rest. And with that being said, Israel, I'm out.